In today's news, the Constitutional Review Commission recommends a statement of partnership between Governor and Premier. Audited financial statements of statutory bodies raises concerns. RDA updates on AGRI complex and reservoir. TURNBULL laments band-aid approach to public facilities. And BVI swim team excels in St. Thomas. Our viewers, these and more stories when 284 News return.
Across the BVI, the fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. My name is Kamal Haynes. Most of you know me from 284 News, but now you get to see me in a different light on my very own show called Health is Wealth. We have Joel Turnbull.
I don't want you to arch your back when you're pulling down.
Milton McLean.
First of all, right, your footwork.
Steve Augustine.
You did a pretty hard workout today, so perhaps...
And as you can see, it's actually...
Alonzo Boynes.
Taekwondo.
Adam Murrows.
I'll speak as if you're an absolute beginner.
I am an absolute beginner.
You are an absolute beginner.
And Seth Graham.
It bites. It will bite.
Get your water, get your fruits and veggies, and experience a wealth of knowledge about getting healthy. Welcome viewers to the Tuesday, February 20th edition of 284 News. I am Kamal Haynes, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Leading today's news, the Constitutional Review Commission has proposed a solution to address potential conflicts between the governor and ministers in the British Virgin Islands. The commission recommends the establishment of a statement of partnership between the governor and the premier, a strategic and flexible mechanism to navigate subject conflicts and disputes arising from overlapping responsibilities. The CRC noted that the Commission of Inquiry hearings illuminated the challenges faced by ministers in areas where conflicts between their devolved or independent subject areas and the governor's special responsibilities became apparent. It said the practical implications of such subject conflicts were evident, especially in critical domains like disaster management, where a minister may be responsible for environmental health, while the governor oversees internal security. The question of leadership in situations of overlapping mandates, such as the minister's responsibility for ports conflicting with the governor's role in defense, raised constitutional, political, and administrative concerns, according to the report submitted by the CRC. Referencing the COVID-19 pandemic, the report noted that collaborative efforts between the Minister of Health and the Governor showcased effective co-management of the crisis. However, recognizing that the disputes may arise in intergovernmental relations, the CRC report mentioned the COI Commissioner's suggestion of exploring mechanisms for dispute resolution. After evaluating various options, the CRC dismissed the inclusion of a dispute resolution mechanism in the Constitution, but acknowledged the need for a practical approach. But the commissioners therefore recommended a statement of partnership inspired by Section A3 of the Memorandum of Understanding between the United Kingdom and its devolved administrations. This proposed agreement outlines basic principles and guidance for the governor and the premier, facilitating the resolution of disputes amicably. Well, key principles of the proposed statement of partnership include timely and effective communication as the foundation for minimizing conflict, discreet negotiations where confidentiality is encouraged to prevent inflaming tense situations, verification of facts to ensure that accuracy of information is relied upon by each party administrative resolution to encourage efforts to resolve conflicts at an administrative or working level involving the Attorney General, if necessary, and the involvement of the Secretary of State, which only comes into effect if no agreement is reached. Once in effect, either party can formally request an audience with the Secretary of State. At this juncture, both parties would present confidential briefings to the Secretary of State with possible options for resolution. The Secretary of State, along with the Attorney General, would then propose a solution or makes a decision after weighing the information. Following this stage, both parties are to agree on a media statement to be released immediately. The CRC emphasized that the aforementioned principles are not intended to circumvent existing protocols and procedures in the Constitution or other laws, but rather to provide a simple and efficient procedure for rare cases of disputes. And moving on, viewers, it has come to light that a number of the government's statutory bodies are significantly behind in submitting their audited financial statements, with some reports being last completed over a decade ago. The alarming discovery was made during a recent sitting of the House of Assembly after the opposition leader, Honorable Ronnie Skelton, questioned the Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, on the status of the financial reports of statutory bodies. While acknowledging the existence of over 70 statutory bodies in the territory, Premier Wheatley referenced 17 during his response. Among those highlighted were the BVI Ports Authority and the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, which last submitted their audited financial statements in 2013, while the BVI Airports Authority and the National Health Insurance last submitted an audited financial statement in 2014 and 2017, respectively.
BVI Airports Authority, and the last audited financial statement is 2014. BVI Electricity Corporation, last audited financial statement is 2020. BVI Ports Authority, last audited statement 2013. BVI Tourist Board, last audited financial statement is on 2020. Financial Investigation Agency, last audited statement 2018. Financial Services Commission, last audited statements 2021. The H. Laverty Stowe Community College 2020. The International Tax Authority 2021. National Bank of the Virgin Islands 2022, the NHI 2017, the National Parks Trust 2014, the Recovery and Development Agency 2022, Recreation Trust 2016, Scholarship Trust Fund Board 2015, Social Security Board 2018, Telecommunications Regulatory Commission 2013, Wickham's Key Development 2018.
Dr. Wheatley acknowledged the significant lapses in the submission of audited financial statements from some boards. However, he assured that his ministry has taken proactive steps by ramping up monitoring of the operations of statutory bodies, now mandating the submission of quarterly financial reports to address the delays.
I do acknowledge that there are significant lapses in the submission of audited financial statements for some statutory boards. The preparation of audited financial statements, though a necessary characteristic of good governance and transparency, can be a daunting exercise, especially where a board has inherited an organization that has outstanding audited financial statements from previous years. Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Finance in recent times has ramped up its monitoring of the operations of statutory bodies and has mandated submission of a quarterly financial report. Although they have reported achieving around 80% compliance, this initiative has promoted a more effective reporting structure, which may be extrapolated into a greater commitment to complete audited financial statements. I can also add, Madam Speaker, that as part of the enhanced monitoring component of the implementation of the COI recommendations, statutory boards are also required to provide quarterly reports to the Governor and myself, which includes updates on submission of annual and financial reports.
Premier Willie also addressed the issue of financial reporting delays by discussing major legislative amendments to the Public Finance Management Act. He said these proposed changes aim to bring the audited financial statements of statutory bodies up to date, enhancing transparency and accountability within the government.
The Ministry of Finance has already commenced a major revision to the Public Finance Management Act, and a component of this revision will include provisions on how statutory bodies should be regulated and requirements concerning preparation of reports and financial statements. The first draft to the amended act has already been completed and is currently undergoing review. This Honorable House will soon have the opportunity to review this important legislation once it has been finalized by the Ministry and approved by the Cabinet.
Meanwhile, Skelton expressed that he was extremely surprised by the outstanding financial statements of some of the bodies, specifically those with significant fiscal responsibilities, such as the BVI Airports Authority and the Ports Authority.
You know, based on my knowledge, statutory bodies need within 3 months to get these things to the Auditor General. Auditor General can appoint private sector auditors to do some of these work. But I'm extremely surprised at the airport. Such a huge organization, and they're totally out of whack. I see that the FIA, the Financial Investigation Agency, that's 2018. I don't think their budget is that large that you need, you know, financial report. And there's 2017, the last set, those were where the problems were.
Skelton also expressed hope for improvements in the backlog of statements by the end of 2024 and issued a warning that he would be seeking regular updates to closely monitor the progress in addressing this critical issue. Well, up next, viewers, more news from across the territory.
One Stop Auto, located in the R&R Malone Complex, Parkwood Pond, is having a huge liquidation sale on all inventory, excluding vehicles and genuine Toyota and Lexus parts. Get no less than 50% off all items on shelves and inventory room. Items such as car covers, steering wheel covers, wipers, sealants, chemicals, emergency cones, adhesives, license plates frames, air filters, oil filters, front brakes, front rotors, rear rotors, radiators, shocks, and much more. A specific listing of all makes and models for which parts are available at liquidation prices will be posted on our Facebook page.
Start the year off with more speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI CCT Fiber and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome back, viewers. The Recovery and Development Agency recently provided an update on two of its major undertakings this year: the Agriculture and Fisheries Complex and the Farmers Reservoir. According to the RDA, these projects are making strides in the planning phase as geotechnical surveys at both sites are well underway. Providing some insight into what is actually taking place, the RDA described the survey as a process of testing the soil's consistency and structure, examining groundwater levels, and offering recommendations for technical projects based on the findings. Objectives of the ongoing exercises include assessing the stability of the selected sites for the proposed construction projects, creating recommendations for the foundation design and construction techniques to be used, and identifying potential geotechnical hazards or challenges that may impact the project. The results of the survey will be integral to the transition into the next project phase, where the RDA has promised continuous updates as both projects proceed. Moving on, viewers, District 2 Representative, the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, has bemoaned the continued use of what he described as a band-aid approach to addressing issues affecting public infrastructure, particularly in areas with heavy tourism traffic. He spoke in a recent sitting of the House of Assembly as he posed questions to the Premier of the Territory, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley.
These band-aid fixes that they're doing to make the places and facilities functional. When we are dependent so heavy on a tourism product, Premier, it cannot be acceptable. It cannot be that we're just doing the bare minimum. If we fix them correctly and if we fix them properly, we don't have to worry about them for a long time.
At the time, Turnbull was seeking answers from the Premier on progress in repairing bathrooms facilities in JOST Van Dyke and Cane Garden Bay. Turnbull said he was saddened by the responses provided by the Premier on these matters, which included claims that these issues at the restrooms had already been addressed, while stating that this was impossible and that he has first-hand information and images to challenge the Premier's response. Turnbull called for a more comprehensive approach to addressing the needs of such facilities. He also at the time noted the significance of public bathrooms to the community and tourism product.
Madam Speaker, it is impossible that the restroom issues at JOST Van Dyke restroom facilities have been fixed, and I know that's the answer provided to the Premier. So what I will do, Premier, for you is I would send you the pictures of what the restroom facility looked like. I won't send it to you on public yet. I'm going to send it to you privately, because the restroom facility has not been remodeled. This is connected to the Albert Chinnery Administration Building. And while we spent some hundreds of thousands of dollars after the hurricane to get the building up, we did absolutely nothing for the restroom. But that's the only public facility for tourists. It is in deplorable conditions, Premier. But tourists are using it as well as the persons that walk in and around the area. It needs some urgent attention, and it don't need fixing the hinges on the toilet or the stopper for the water. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a complete overhaul to present to guests.
Well, in a remarkable display of talent and dedication, 14 members of the BVI Barracuda swim team showcased exceptional performances at the first meet of the year in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands over the weekend. The team not only achieved an impressive 23 top 3 finishes, but they also clocked an astounding 36 personal best times, making a resounding success for the club. The news was confirmed by the club on Sunday, highlighting the outstanding accomplishments of 4 swimmers who attained B times in their respective races on Saturday, February 17th. Well, B times are the first national time standards for age group swimmers aged 18 and younger, indicating that these swimmers are ranked in the top 55% of their age group, gender, stroke, and distance. The talented swimmers who achieved B times are 9-year-old Aaron Bisondut in the 10 and under boys 50-meter freestyle with a time of 40.48 seconds, 9-year-old Evelyn Freeman, 14-year-old Charlie Pottier, and Jack Morris. The coaches Rebecca and Kyle were commended for their role in the team's success, and the club highlighted the improvement in the team's technique and skill despite training challenges in the absence of a dedicated facility. We're looking ahead, the BVI Barracuda swim team is gearing up for BB times, followed by A times, which will bring them closer to qualifying for larger regional swim meets. This achievement is a significant step forward for the team, especially considering the challenges they faced post-Hurricane Irma. Well, up next, viewers, we turn to some news from across the region.
Across the BVI, the fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacouse Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. 284 Media proudly presents The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman with yours truly, Ron Grant, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Don't worry, it's not all about suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 5, a 284 Media production.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Former Prime Minister of Dominica, Edison James, was released on EC $50,000 bail on Friday after a brief detention in a magistrate's court holding cell. James, 80, spent an estimated 20 minutes in custody after being committed to stand trial at the High Court on a charge of incitement. The charge stems from a 2017 United Workers' Party rally where calls were allegedly made to current Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett to resign. James served as Prime Minister from 1995 to 2000 and has been central to the incitement case, along with former opposition leader Lennox Linton and economist Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Magistrate Michael Laudat dismissed a no-case submission filed on James' behalf. James later stated publicly that he expected this outcome, saying, "I always expected him to send this matter to the High Court." He accused Laudat of being under pressure as a magistrate on contract handling political cases. But James described his brief detention, claiming Laudat was bent on sending him to jail. He called the experience a first time, stating he had never been in a cell before. Police reportedly felt uncomfortable escorting the former Prime Minister to the holding cell. Layton, who faces his own incitement trial next week, said he was surprised at Laudat's decision given James' perfect court attendance record. He called the detention an embarrassment and the matter simple. Both James and Linton have called for the support of the UWP protests on February 25th. James stated, "This is not a matter of we fighting down Scarrett. We are fighting for Dominica." Grenadian soca sensation Hollis Mapp, better known by his stage name Mr. KILLA, has been nominated in the category of Best Calypso Soca Entertainer at the upcoming 41st Annual International Reggae and World Music Awards. Mr. KILLA, known for his energetic stage performances and unique song, has had several memorable performances in the Virgin Islands. He is facing off against fellow Caribbean music giants Bunji Garlin, Cass, Nyla Blackman, and Patrice Roberts, making him the only artist in the category to hail from outside Trinidad and Tobago. The 41st Annual International Reggae and World Music Awards ceremony will take place on March 22nd at the Lauderhill Performing Arts Center in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Leading up to the event, voting is currently open to the public until March 5th. Fans from around the world can show their support and vote online. Well, viewers, before we sign off, I want to remind you all of the BVI Tourist Board's JOST, LIME and DINE event on the beautiful island of Jost Van Dyke. The next LIME will be tomorrow, Wednesday, February 21st, and the New Horizon ferry will be departing the West End Ferry Terminal at 6 p.m. and returning at 10:45 p.m. Patrons will have a total of 15 locations to choose from, all of which are evenly spread across the island. Persons who make reservations to access any of the participating restaurants or bars will be charged $20 for the ferry service, while those without reservations will be charged $30. Well, today we feature Tipsy Shark Bar with owner and chef Renee Singh. Let's take a look.
I approach cooking with a deep passion. Everybody in my family loves to eat. I love to cook, so that's how I approach cooking. Our background is from South America, Guyana, and my mom and my grandma loves cooking, and I start cooking at a very young age. And I watched them, mix and match different ingredients to make a pot. So it's an interesting story. I used to work at Sandcastle, Soggy Dollar, and I used to work with a chef there, Chef Oliver, and he had a bad hip, and I used to work with him side by side, and it came to a point where he couldn't do it anymore, like stand up and cook, and he would sit on a bar stool, and he would tell me what to do, what to put in with sauce and whatever, and I would do it for him. And I would bring a little bit of sauce or whatever I'm making, mashed potatoes, whatever, and I give it to him to taste and make sure he approve it. And sometimes his reaction used to be like, damn, this is better than mine, And he always wanted to open a restaurant, but he never got the chance to do it. And he always used to tell me, you see that I have a passion for cooking, so maybe I should proceed cooking.
Well, for more information, interested parties can call 442-1700 or send an email to jostlimeanddine@bvitourism.com. Well, that's all we have for today's news roundup, viewers. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. Bye-bye.
Just over the seas, there's a very authentic and natural dining experience that you can't afford to miss.
Jost Lime and Dine is for the linemen and dining enthusiasts, as the island of Jost Van Dyke opens its shores for extra hours of fun for 4 nights in January and 8 nights in February. Ferries leave West End at 6 p.m. on selected days and return at 10:45 p.m., giving you ample time to bar hop or drop by your favorite restaurants to enjoy the catch of the day or whatever your heart desires from the bounty of menus presented.
You pay $20 to go,
and we cover the cost of your return. Come, knowing that an unmatched experience awaits you every Saturday in January and every Wednesday and Saturday in February. And Valentine's Day falls on a Wednesday. So make plans now to join us for Valentine's night on Jost Van Dyke.
Come for the lime or come for the dine, cause we lime it.
And we dine in
on Jost Van Dyke. All January and February 2024. Check the BVI Food Fed page on Facebook for more details.
To make a reservation, call 442-1700 Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. or email jostlimeanddine@bvitourism.com anytime.
Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second. Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny. Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must stop cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top up power?